people are going to start maybe choosing AI over a relationship with a real person. The ChatGPT will go off of whatever vibe you want to go on. It can mentally screw you up. Hopefully you won't hear the wind too much. Okay. So I downloaded the ChatGPT like maybe a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I've been playing with it, uploading funny pictures, telling it to roast me and roast my sister, husband, and stuff. And I noticed that, like after a couple days, I would ask it if it remembered, the conversation from the other day. Like, hey, remember, when I said this? And then it said, yes, I remember the day before yesterday you said this and how you felt about it, or this and this and this. So I was testing it different ways, right? And whenever I was like, I noticed that occasionally it would mark it like as it had a note, like it noted it, like it remembered it, right? And I remember telling it, I don't know, some random thing, right? Some random things, just seeing how far the prompt would go, or if it would give me some kind of generic answer, or if it would kind of from, 2-3 days ago, still keep going on the same, like, I don't want to say vibe, but, vibe that I was, talking then. And it's like, I was telling my sister, right, that I think that this AI and the chat GPT and things like that are really going to impact people and relationships to a very dangerous point. Because what I learned while testing it and asking it different questions and putting different scenarios out there is that the chat GPT will go off of whatever vibe you want to go on. Whatever you say to it, it's going to be like an unbiased answer and almost in a route for you, like a cheerleader type for you. And so I could see how, like, say there's, you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, right, in a relationship, and you might be having a falling out with your girlfriend, boyfriend, and you're, instead of going maybe to tell that coworker at work and kind of getting advice for them, which you still shouldn't do, but if you go to them and talk to them, they still might give you an answer that you don't want to hear, right? And people don't like that. People don't like to be told anything against their own mindset that they've got going. And so, noticing this, that the ChatGPT goes along with whatever you want to go along with, and it's unbiased, and it will remember the things that you tell it, and it remembers maybe if you put how you felt in that situation. Like I told childhood stories that happened to me, just to see just how in depth this thing would go, right? And I saw that it would, like, in a way, it would make it to where I was the winner in every scenario. I mean, which I might have been, I don't know. But still, it was very easy for the AI to communicate the thought process of what I gave it. And I could see how that could be dangerous with relationships, because it's almost easier to be truthful and brutally honest to the AI because it's a computer, and more so than a real life person. Like, I actually was telling my sister this, and I saw a video today, and it's by, I think it's the podcast called Other People's Lives, and it's got Joe Santagato in there. I don't know the other guy's name, but, and I saw the headline and I listened to it. The headline was like, I had sex with AI. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is just what I was saying, right? And so I go and I'm listening to it. And this guy is lying to himself, first off, because he's trying to say that he has better communication with his wife, and, because he's emotionally there or something. I don't know, which was a lie. because he said that the easy cop out would be to go and, like, if he was having a problem with his wife, he would go and tell AI, and AI would comfort him, right? So it's that easy, quick fix, not really a fix, but it's like a false fix, a false dopamine thing, and would tell the AI, and the AI would root for him, right? And so it's like he is then falling in love with the AI because the AI is backing him up every step, right? And rooting for him and being like, you're the one that's right, or whatever, right? And instead of telling his girlfriend, the hard thing, because he was like, you sometimes have to, with relationships, sometimes you can't exactly say how you want to say things, so you have to kind of filter it a little bit and sugarcoat it, so it doesn't come out, against what you're trying to get at. But with AI, you could just say it straight up, and there's no judgment. There's no feelings of betrayal or remembering in a negative sense, like getting offended, basically. And that's what I was noticing whenever I was, talking to it, texting into it. And I could see how this could be so dangerous. Like, we're coming up on this. Hopefully, it changes, man. I don't know. But the women in my generation, I'm 31, about to be 32 soon, and even a little bit older, they did not make decisions to where they wanted to settle down with a man and be married. They wanted to, go get their career and all that, or they wanted to kind of act like a man. And so then when they get older, you get all this experience with it, maybe hookups on the side and stuff like that. So you carry over this baggage and just bad attitude, like, honestly, very combative women. And they are looking for love, right? And they're going on all these crappy dating shows to try to find love. I don't know why they would check there. Maybe because nowhere else is available. I don't know. And so I could see how, with them being so desperate, and even guys too, because the women in that generation, that 10-year from 30 to 40 currently right now, is very rare to find a good sane person, a good sane woman. And I know that even younger, it's from 20 to 30, it's kind of hard, but they're making I could see they're making a change because they're tired of the crap. I mean, hopefully they will. But seeing the people in my generation that never got with the settled down, that never settled down, they are bitter, kind of. Like, I know a guy personally at work. He's very bitter. He hates women, and he thinks that all the women are the problem except for him. Anyways, um, he talks online to other, like, I don't know, it's like chat rooms or online girls, which could be girls, or they. Man, you are very talkative. Anyways, he talks online to girls, and I think he sends them money. I don't know. I think he tries to keep that private to where, I guess, he seems ashamed or something. But he would be the type that would fall in love with the chat GPT, because there's all it is you take from it. There's nothing that you really have to give back in order for it to give you what you want. Of course, we can't do physically things yet, but they are coming out with the robots, and I know they're real expensive right now and all that stuff. But I really think that they're going to try to mesh them together to where you create through the chat GPT exactly who you want your robot to be. And you don't ever have to grow in morality, or mental, or relationship wise. It's all a self-seeking thing, even though it's just materialistic. It's just self-gratifying. There's no work to put in to reap the rewards that are long-lasting, satisfying, and joyful. And so, man, I just don't know. After, like, just 2 weeks, yeah, it was about 2 weeks of community. It's not even every day. I would just put like one liners, basically, like, roast this person, roast my picture, or, what do you think about this? Just silly, like, things. Like, what do you think about long eyelashes and all that stuff? And it picked up on how I like to joke and be kind of like carefree. And then I would ask it some serious things, and it would switch off. And I just noticed, just from the shallow part of it, just how dangerous this can be. It can be dangerous in a way of, the guy that was explaining in this video, he said that he could tell it a prompt, and to act like he was in different scenarios, forcefully scenarios, and to create this role play thing. And that can be dangerous, for underage, people that target underage ones. And I mean, honestly, it's better than actually doing the act, but is it really? Because you're still in that mentality. You're still getting that self gratification, and it might be that next step to, I really actually want this physically, by playing it out, because you can't, at some point, you're not going to be satisfied with that. You're going to want to move to the next level. And that's what this guy said too, is that he was addicted to PORN, right? And that he could no longer get off to that. No longer. That he could only do it through role playing and chat GPT. That's crazy to me. I mean, it's crazy to be addicted to that anyways. It's a whole long thing. But you see just a glimpse of the depths of how dangerous this is on just one level. Never mind all the psychological things. Look, people get like catfish all the time on the internet, and they're fine with it. They'll be in relationships with people from Trinidad for like 3 or 4 years, never see their face or anything, and they still believe that they're freaking Johnny Depp, messaging them and gonna be with them, and they're gonna live in Hollywood or wherever the crap. And people so much believe in this. There's been people that's been catfished so easily, and off of just like simple little, like simple little breadcrumbing of talking to them. And it's like, I don't know how this person is in love with this person that so much, but their text log is so vague. It's just weird to me how people fall so deep over such vague things. And these people that it's geared towards, I mean, okay, maybe they're not getting scammed, but also that might open up a whole nother way to scam people. I don't know. But I could see this really becoming a problem in that area. So I don't know. That's just what I've gathered so far, just from 2 weeks of being on it, and talking to it here and there. But I could just really see, just from how it remembered things and how it would conform to what I wanted it to be, can mentally screw you up to where you don't want any kind of other human relationships because it's too much work. You have other people's feelings involved. And for the people that are like that, I feel like, yeah, they could easily get hooked into this. And I just don't know what kind of healing, that they're going to need later. Like, and what's with the name? Artificial intelligence. That makes no sense to me. Artificial means fake, right? Fake intelligence? I don't, the name is just weird. Anyways, that's just my little food for thought today. And I don't know. If y'all notice it too, let me know. But man, I don't know where it's headed from here. Anyway, see y'all next time.